Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that don't know, my name is Gaps. I'm a lover of all things weird and creepy. For those of you that do, thank you so much for coming back. If this is your first time here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn that bell icon on. That way you get notified when I upload. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Today's video, I'm sure you can tell by the title, is going to be part 3 of 3 of the sleep experiment. It's a scary story that I found on Reddit. If you haven't already checked out part 1 and 2, stop this video. I'll link them down below. Check those out. Also, if you want to follow along, I'll link that down below as well. But if you've already seen part 1 and 2 and you're eager for the finale like me, let's go ahead and hop right into the story. Okay, so when we left off with part 3, everything is just kind of going crazy. Julia is dead. Samantha's nose is cut off. Dr. Wynn is filling in for Dr. Warnke. And basically everything's just going crazy. So again, if you've not already watched part 1 and 2, watch part 1 and 2 or you're going to be very confused with this story. But the sleep experiment part 4. Many of you guys wished to hear the voice recording from Connor that Dr. Chaudhary heard just before he died. I looked about from the recovered data and eventually found it. I will transcribe it here. Aaron Chaudhary, David Warnke, Alyssa Wynn, Mia Williams. What does it spell out? Adam. Everything is pre-planned. Death is coming. Et Dinsi Rena. It is unknown whether the spelling out is just a coincidence. The names have been changed, but the first letters remain unchanged, so even the original first names would make out Adam. A particularly interesting point in the recording is that last line, Het Dinsi Rena. It does not translate to any language. I haven't been able to figure out what it means. Day 12, night. Logs may be incomplete due to circumstances. Ethan was interviewed today. He was still quite unstable and appeared quite frightened. He didn't answer any of our questions and kept saying, everything is pre-planned. Death is coming. Het Dinsi Rena. He kept on telling us to run away, to evacuate the facility. He told us that Adam was not human. Dr. Wynn believes that this is a symptom of psychosis and also stress due to not sleeping for 10 days. He is expected to make a full recovery after some restoring sleep. We have sedated him so he can remain calm and rest. This log may be quite long because a lot of interesting and noteworthy occurrences took place tonight. Sophia and Connor are showing no remorse at what they did to their eyes yesterday. They went back to their rooms after laughing for an hour and a half nonstop. Our cleaning crew then locked them out of the games room and went to clean the mess. Immediately, Connor and Sophia came out of their rooms. They ran downstairs like athletes, and Connor grabbed oil, while Sophia grabbed matches. They set fire to the locked door connecting the games room to the living room. Adam was seen chanting up in his room. We were too focused on what was happening to record his chants. The door burned away in seconds, and time slowed. Our cleaning crew froze in shock, and they stared at the door slowly burning away for what seemed like years. Then the screaming started. Sophia and Connor attacked the cleaning crew with animal strength. They ripped them open, and the screams continued. We tried to send an announcement through the PA system to tell them to stop. Connor and Sophia didn't even acknowledge it. Samantha came down from her room to join, but she wasn't easily accepted. They were on a rampage, biting and ripping apart anything that moved. They even bit and scratched at each other a few times. Their eyes were filled with bloodlust I would never forget. They weren't human. This was something much more sinister. Something that has always existed in our minds. Only sleep can keep it at bay. Who are we to mess with natural cycles? Of course we didn't evolve to sleep for nothing. The answer lies here. This is what happens. Day 13. We sealed all the exit points to the house. We didn't bother to clean up the mess in the games room. We called the higher-ups straight away. They instructed us to stay put until they arrive. We are only 1 day away from the end of the experiment. We have decided to wait it out and finish the experiment properly, or all of this would be for nothing. Connor and Sophia have been standing outside of Adam's room for all of last night. None of the participants have eaten anything. The remaining participants are Adam, Connor, and Sophia. Dr. Warnke, me, and Dr. Wynn are the remaining researchers. Dr. Williams has resigned. Since last night's ordeal, Adam has been nonstop chanting in his room, and Connor and Sophia have been absolutely motionless standing at Adam's door. Their faces are devoid of any emotion. Their eyes are blank. Their clothes are tattered and red from blood. Their skin is riddled with various wounds and cuts. They are barely alive, but barely dead. We have been monitoring their brain waves. They are barely present. They exhibit very low brain activity. Their heart rates are also very low. Medically speaking, they should be dead. Ethan has been begging us to let him out. He told us Adam visited him tonight. He told him that he was going to kill everyone, including him. He told him he should have obeyed. We have checked the security tapes for our own sake, and Ethan was definitely hallucinating. We have shifted him to our computer room so he can be further away from the experiment house. We We believe this may alleviate his symptoms and stress a little. Normally we wouldn't let anyone in here, but he isn't stable enough to look through our records or cause any problem. Day 13 night. Written by Dr. Warnke. They are planning something. Adam came to me today. He told me this. Het din sirena. I don't know what it means. I don't want to know. I want to live. I want to be alive, to sleep another night. Sleep is a gift. This part was written by Dr. Wynn as Dr. Warnke took a break. Connor and Sophia have gone inside Adam's room. They are all drawing all sorts of symbols on the wall. Never seen these symbols ever before. They have filled up the whole room. They aren't writing with ordinary pens either. They are writing in their own blood. Our medical team is amazed how they're still not unconscious after bleeding so much. Our participants have not eaten or drank anything since 3 days ago. Most of the house is a mess. Only another 24 hours until we end the experiment. We are planning to release a sedative gas into the house and sedate them. We will then medically induce them into a coma for a few days and hopefully they will wake up. We have taken science too far. I will post the final logs tomorrow. Does anyone know what this means? Het din sirena. All right. The finale, part 5 of the sleep experiment. I noticed that many of you guys were confused about Samantha's death in the last part. The logs didn't explicitly state it, probably because of the panic the scientists were in during the time they were typing the logs. So I'll be clear. Samantha was killed by Connor and Sophia. Here are the final logs. Day 14. Day 14, the final day. Day 14 of May. Near is the end, when the walls of the house will bend. This is what we heard Adam chanting in Latin as the clock hit 12 a.m. Another 24 hours, and we would be done with this hellish experiment. Our results will greatly benefit science and the study of sleep. As soon as Adam said that, Connor and Sophia moved away from the door and walked down to the kitchen. They started staring at the hidden exit point we had designed in the living room. We were tired from staying up all night last night and heavily shaken. We immediately checked the exit point. As soon as Adam said that, Connor and Sophia moved away from the door and walked down to the kitchen. They started staring at the hidden exit point we had designed in the living room. We were tired from staying up all night last night and heavily shaken. We immediately checked if the exit point was locked. It's like they could now perceive beyond their 5 senses. They knew more than us where everything was. Ethan has been extremely uneasy today. Moving him to the computer room did not make a difference. He is begging to be let out of the facility so we can go home. He is telling us that they were going to break out and that we should leave the facility as well. We are intending on keeping him here for his own safety and for the experiment's safety. The participants are roaming around in the living room like zombies. Adam is chanting incomprehensible things in his room. They are all rather calm. It's like they are planning something. Day 14. Log submitted around 8 p.m. We are now slowly ending the experiment. We are releasing the sedative gas. After the participants are sedated, we will wear protective suits and take them out of the experiment house. They will be medically induced into a coma and they will hopefully recover. We are planning to offer them lots of compensation for the damage caused to them throughout this experiment. Connor and Sophia appear to have sensed the sedative gas. They are crouching down and retreating to the corners of the room to stop themselves from inhaling it. It doesn't matter though. The gas will reach them in a few minutes. Adam has come down from his room and has his eyes closed and is chanting something. The gas has filled up the whole room, but they're still conscious. We are increasing the intensity and amount of gas. They are still conscious. We can't sedate them. Connor and Sophia have started walking to the kitchen. Connor grabbed oil and Sophia grabbed matches. The gas is extremely flammable. Logs were cut off. This log was recovered from Dr. Warnke's phone. The whole experiment house is burning. We have tried to activate the fire systems, but the fire isn't getting put out. The automatic fire response system has opened and unlocked every exit, hidden or not, in the whole facility. Connor and Sophia have escaped. Our small water sprinklers cannot stop the fire. The sedative gas is feeding the fire, making it larger and larger. The end is near. That's what Adam said. We can't find Dr. Wynn anywhere. She said she went to manually lock all the doors inside the house so the participants don't run out. I hope most of our crew evacuated. The fire is now moving past the experiment house. I can see it in the cameras all around the facility. I'm currently sitting in the control room. I just heard a few screams through the fire. I saw Connor walking through the hallways of the facility. He's covered in blood. His clothes are burnt, and he has several bad burns. He's still walking. Adam is walking towards my room. Is he levitating? Please save me. He is here. He is opening the door. Logins. No one survived that night. Everyone that was in the facility at the time all died. The fire eventually consumed the whole building. Since the building was in a remote location, it took hours for firefighters to arrive. The experiment was a devastating failure. Connor, Sophia, and Adam were not found inside the facility building. They were found somewhere in the woods. Their bodies were positioned in such a way that they looked exactly identical to the last weird sign Adam had drawn on the wall of his room. They were all confirmed dead. Their autopsies revealed that the cause of death was cardiac arrest. They all had brain shrinking of about 40%. Their cortex was still active even after death. We could still see very faint brainwaves. They only had half the blood that they had in their bodies before. In place of their eyes, another growth was noted. It is apparent that the extreme heat of the fire, the severe injuries of their bodies, and the loss of blood was what eventually killed them. Their minds were more than fit enough to continue going, but their physical body could not take it. Several abnormal growths were recorded on their bodies, including a hand-like growth developing under the back. It is apparent that the hand growth, once fully developed, would rip out of the back and serve as another limb. In place of their eyes, another eye-like growth had appeared. Next to their heart, a second heart-like organ was developing. We can only speculate what would have happened if they were kept healthy and the experiment had been kept running for longer. Dr. Warnke was probably the last person to die. His autopsy showed signs of physical abuse. He had multiple broken bones and fractures. His cause of death appears to be a skull fracture. Dr. Wynn has not yet been found. So you may be wondering how I come into this and how I have these logs. It's because I'm actually closely related to this experiment. It's because I am Ethan. Alright, you guys, so that is it for part 5 of the sleep experiment. This entire story has just been a trip. So much has happened, so many people died. I want to know where Dr. Wynn is. I still want to know if there was actually a dark figure or if that was in his mind. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Also, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, and let me know what types of videos you want to see in the future. But, friends, stay safe, stay sane, and get your sleep. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.